Hello everyone! I am so excited to introduce 2.0 to you. Okay, so here's what we did with 2.0. We took away some things that we felt like were cluttering the lesson bank, and we also added some things that we felt like were missing. So I'm going to run through the basics, and I'm going to show you the exciting things we added, and I don't think you'll even miss the things we took away. So first things first, so in the old lesson bank we had total slides and we had the homework slide or blank sheet slide, and we took those out. This is the new 2.0 version. On the 2.0 version, we still have the lesson outline. Then we added in-class student notes right next to it. And this is a place where you can write notes in class about your students' performance. So, and we wanted to put it right next to the outline so that those two things were right next to each other, right under your lesson. So you could be following along in the lesson, but then also taking notes. And we added a skeleton of struggling, developing, and mastered as a quick place to put in, say they're struggling with X, Y, and Z, but they're doing great with, they've mastered the emotions, keep working on such and blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of the idea behind the in-class notes. Then lesson goals are the same. We changed the name, but it's just the class info from materials copied and pasted. We've been working on adding, as you can see on this one, the vocabulary. VIPKID has updated all of them, so we've been really working on trying to add those. So if you're going along, please add those, because there are a lot to add. Then we still have props and notes. And then we added a new digital rewards and props. So we collaborated with Elise Neville from the digital group, and she's came and she's helping us and her team. We're adding in digital effects, so reward systems and props. Then we have the reward system that is suggested. This is also a great place, not necessarily to use the suggested one, but to put in the one you used for the class. If you want to keep track of which ones you've been working on. Then we still have the warm-up, the end song, and then we partnered with Mary Clayson, who has also helped from the beginning, the collaborative lesson bank. We partnered with her tips and tricks, and so she's helping put in her tips and tricks. So if you have a great tip or a trick about something that's in the lesson, a way you like to teach it that really works, that's a place to put in, to link in your YouTube video. So if you've got a great Bossy E video, you've got a great pronouns video, whatever it is, please link that right there so that we can help each other and collaborate on great ways to teach things as well. Then going along, we have new formatting. This rolled out a couple weeks ago, but we're really going to start trying to update all the feedback here, and we want as much help as possible with that. So we're adding performance review, so if it's a positive performance review or a negative performance review, or like this one, it's a no performance review, is included. So it's just a true, this is what we did, and there's nothing that says they were able to do anything. Or if they were able to do something, that's included, then put a positive performance review. Then put find and replace, and then this is to use that find and replace feature. So if you do Control or Command Shift H or on a Mac, it's Command Shift H, and on a PC it's just Control H. This find and replace again. So you could type in your child and then replace it with Sunny, and we want to do the specific range that it's on, match the case and replace all of them, then suddenly your child becomes Sunny. So then as we come in here, all we have to do is click right here and add in the specific performance review, but it's a really nicely written feedback. So that's the overview of what we took out and what we added to the columns. But this is the big part that is so exciting, you guys. I'm very excited for everyone because this is going to save everyone so much time. We added schedule makers. So now instead of having to come in and class by class copying and pasting in, it will automatically generate your schedule. So this is huge. So let me show you what this looks like. Come to your schedule, highlight the classes that you want. I'm going to pretend I want to do these 5 classes. Then just control copy, come back over to the, that's the old one, the new lesson bank, and you simply paste it in. And as you're pasting it in, it's going to automatically start generating your classes. This is a great time to highlight them and to align it to the vertical, take off that border that might be on there, as well as make sure you have wrap texting. And as you can see, these have already generated. So now it's awesome because now you don't have to go single class by single class and copy and paste them. You can just put your schedule in and it will automatically generate all of them. And then you want to come down here and select all of them. So highlight the first one and then shift and then control copy. And then when you come over to your class schedule, this is something that everyone needs to do first. So make sure you make a new personal schedule for yourself because all of the columns are different. So just come down here, add a sheet, name it 2.0 or whatever you want to name it. I'll just name it 2.0. And then when you come to the new lesson bank, 2.0 version, come to the personal schedule template and you want to right click on it, and all you want to do, or it's not that difficult, all you want to do is don't duplicate it. We want to copy to. It'll come here, it'll show your drive, and then you just want to select the doc that you had. So I want to do shared with me because this one had my it was from my old email, so I want to copy it here, and then it'll be here. So now when I come back to my own, it should be here, but it's hiding, I think. Yep, see, it's hiding under here. So it'll jump to your last tab. So you can just bring it back over to the front. So you can either copy, you can make that tab in the first one and then select that one. I didn't do that. I just did the copy straight to just here. And then you have it. So now you have your own tab of it and you can rename it whatever you want. And then you just go to the top, paste those in. Oh, but you cannot do Control V as usual, like I just did. Instead of Control V, you need to do Control Shift V. If you do Control Shift V, as you can see, that's what pasted it. The formatting will be all crazy because I didn't fix it on the last one. Then go to the top, wrap your text, and again, get rid of those borders. And I'm also going to make this a lot wider so that this isn't so fat. And ta-da! Everything is there, which is very exciting. The class tags, as you can see on this one, it's not a great one. So that's it. It's as simple as that. It's so exciting. It's going to save everyone a lot of time to be able to have it automatically generated. So that's the big one. The things to know about the automatic generated classroom is there are only 2 schedule maker tabs. It would only let us do 2 for capacity reasons. So once you copy and paste it into your new schedule, your personal schedule, you need to make sure to come back and delete what you've done, because that will let other people know that it's open now. Someone else can use it. There are 2 schedule tabs, so if you see that they're both being used, just wait a second, let that person generate their stuff and take it. If you've waited a few minutes and it doesn't look like anyone's still there, then probably they've left and you're probably okay to delete it. So just try and be really considerate to each other, or considerate of each other, that there's only 2 and there are a lot of us. So put your schedule in, let it generate, copy it, paste it into your personal schedule, and then remember to come back and delete it. So that's a really exciting one, that we have automatically generated feedback now so that we don't have to go one-on-one. The one thing about that is it's only for MC classes. So it will do unit assessments, but it will not do like if you had an old C1 class, or you have a winter course, or if you have a trial. Trials, winter courses, or any kind of summer course, any kind of camp classes, anything that's not an MC course, you're going to still have to go in and do the old way of going to the tab, find it, copy it, and put it. So those ones are a la carte still. The other updates about 2.0 is that instead of having UAs on their own tab, everything has been moved to the MC tab. So everything with an MC coding SN number is now in the MC tab. So UAs, pre-VIPKID, everything's all in one. That's an attempt to help clean up the tabs at the bottom. So now we'll just kind of quickly go over those tabs. We have this 2 schedule makers. We still have the doc orientation. So if you're not watching this video and you want to read about it, here's where it is. Again, the steps on how to, this is the schedule maker, how to make your schedule and then generate it, how to do the a la carte ones. This is a brief explanation of what should be in each of the columns, and then an example of what that would actually look like. Those have been updated for 2.0 as well. Then we have our personal schedule template, all the MC courses, the trial lessons, winter camp, and then we still have the level descriptors with the overviews included. And then we have props and rewards as well. These are the lessons to be entered, so if you've been wondering, oh, how many lessons does the lesson bank have? Here it is. On level 1, we only have 19 left to put in. Level 2 is complete. Level 3 is complete. On level 4, we have 8 more to do. Level 5, we have 31 classes to do. And then level 6 is our barren one. We have 18 lessons to do and units 1 through 5, but then 6 through 12 there aren't any. So I've never taught one in unit 6 through 12. So that's probably why. They're just really rare classes. Then we still have C1 courses. We also still have the old summer and winter camps, but those are kind of just old bones that we're keeping around for I don't know why. So that's just a brief overview of everything that's in the new 2.0 version. It's really fun to have the updated things with the teaching tips. It's really nice, like as you can see if you come here. We still have the outline that will help you go through the class, have that good mastery for pacing and what's coming up and what's behind if you need to skip around. Now you can take notes of your student or your student's performance in class. Then we have our lesson goals right there listed, and we have our props and notes, so props that you might want, but also here are some like digital props. So if you went to these ones, then we'd find that someone entered, Mary entered these ones, really nice emotion ones. And then on this one, that's her video here on the lesson bank where it's the teaching tips. If you came to this is Mary's video about how she teaches emotions. And then if you came here, someone put in, we have a reward, an ABC reward. So then if you're doing a digital reward, then maybe this is a good one to do. So it's really nice because then truly at a glance you can come. There's already, if you're a digital effects user, there's a reward there for you. There's all the prop ideas, fun things you can get ahead of time if you're not sure, like, emotions have gotten boring for me. What are other teachers doing? Then here are these teaching tips from everyone else. And then of course after the class, you can come here and all you have to do is make a copy of this on the side, and then you can do that Control H. You can put in the key because every feedback we're going to be requiring a key at the bottom. And it's a little bit more time on the front end to write it in a way that is easy to do this find and replace, but once you do, then it's so fast. Feedback literally takes maybe 30 seconds because you copy it, find and replace for the name, and then you put in those performance reviews, and it's easy because it's already all written. Putting in the performance review takes maybe 25 seconds, 30 seconds, because the whole lesson's right there. So it's just super simple. So I'm hoping this saves all of you a lot of time now that we have automatically generated and we have all these new tips and tricks and digital rewards and the goals and the in-class notes. It's going to be awesome. So don't get overwhelmed by it. In many ways, it's much simpler. It's much cleaner. It's a much better version. The last thing that is a big difference is we're going to attempt to have the lesson bank open. I've protected some of the lines. For example, in the past, we didn't have all the rows entered. We now have all the rows. Every lesson has a row designated to it. So even if, like, for example, this one, well, that's a unit assessment, but there are lessons that we don't have, or that, like this one, it's formatted incorrectly. So we want it to be updated. However, there's a row for it. So we don't want the rows to change, but we do want everyone contributing to the lesson bank to update it, to keep it fresh. In the past, when we had to lock it down because people were messing it up so much, it cut our contributors down to almost nothing. And people just got too overwhelmed by the thought of having to go and do the certifications, and so they stopped doing it. And we don't want that. We want everyone on the lesson bank to be a contributor. So you have to be a contributor to gain access to 2.0. If you're watching this, the old lesson bank is no longer. So we're forcing you into it because it's no big deal. It is easy to become a contributor. And so the way that we made this possible is we have a quiz now. The quiz is multiple choice, so you don't have to fill anything out. If you know the formatting, which the formatting is easy, there will be videos specifically on the formatting available. There already are. The formatting has not changed at all. It's still the slide number, colon, brief explanation, semicolon to divide slides, and you stay on that same paragraph until the topic changes, and then you new paragraph, and you just keep it short and simple, and you do one for every slide, and that's it. So see, ta-da, not hard. So it's a multiple choice quiz. There are 15 questions. A couple of them are sort of tricky. If you're walking into it blind and you don't know the formatting, it might be a little hard. But if you've been using the lesson bank at all, it should not be difficult. You can take it as many times as you want. Once you submit it and you pass all of them, we will add you to the new one, and you will immediately have access to it once we add you to it, and you're a contributor. So please, 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 once you join the 2.0 version, please be careful not to delete tabs and not to move the tabs around and not to delete content. We're going to try it out. We'll see how it goes. We trust you. We think you're adults. We know you're adults and you can do it, and we want the quick edits, and we want it. We want it so bad. So I hope this is helpful. We spent a lot of time. Thank you to Ellie, and thank you to Mary, and thank you to everyone else who has helped, and Julia, who is our wonderful moderator. That's the only reason why anyone's in our Facebook group, is because of Julia. So thank you everyone who has helped make this happen. It's a labor of love, you guys. I hope you have an easy transition. Please let us know. We'll do a live Zoom training, and all the moderators and admins are available to answer questions. So don't get overwhelmed. It'll be okay. And come join us at 2.0. Woohoo! Woohoo! Okay, bye guys.